Sounds very tasty. A lot of people have said this to me already. If you beat Chandler, take the McGregor fight, and obviously, you know what I mean, he's the biggest star in the sport, biggest star we've ever seen. This doesn't go 5 rounds anyway, so I'm not too concerned. Jim, and keep active. If you don't keep training, lad, as I always say, you're gonna get left behind. And I did that a little bit in the past. But like, I never ever thought I'd fight Michael Chandler, to be honest. I'm not friends with him, but we're very cordial with each other. I've sent him messages on Instagram. He's sent me messages, stuff like that. He's always bigged me up. I've always said he's the most entertaining fighter in the UFC. And no, I'd just fight him anyway. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a title fight. I just want to fight him. I want to prove a lot of people wrong by mufti. I think he thinks he's better than he is. He's just trying to be a carbon copy of McGregor when he's got as much to it. He's got as much fucking charisma as a tackle.
This is James Dutton, delighted to be joined with Paddy Pimblett. Paddy, how are you, mate?
I'm all right, lad. Just in a nice cold van, lad, just on the way to the Etihad.
That's it. Big game today, Liverpool City. Um, Listen, big fight as well. Big fight's finally been announced. Long time coming. Michael Chandler, April 12th, Miami. How pleased are you to get this over the line?
Made up, lad. It got mentioned to me in December. You know what I mean? I've known about this since December, so I've just been waiting for it to get announced. There was a little bit of and ahhing with dates. You know what I mean? I think Chandler was saying he wanted to do international fight week, but I weren't waiting that long. Would have been like 10, 11 months since I fought, and I don't like being inactive, and I have been over the last couple of years. So I'd rather get. I'm definitely going to fight twice this year once I've beat Chandler. But as I say, April 12th is perfect for me. A couple of days before the baby's birthday, and a couple of weeks before Liverpool win the league, lads. So I'll be able to celebrate that properly.
Any disappointment that you're not on UFC London?
No, I knew I wouldn't be on it. It's not a pay per view. They're not going to put me on something that's not a pay per view anymore. That's just standard.
First time in the UFC, you go 5 rounds. You've done a 5 rounds back in Cage Warriors, but as a while ago now. Does training have to change or adjust at all for the length of rounds that you do now?
Yeah, well, Tuesday, Thursday in the gym this week, sparring. I've done 7 rounds both days, so I feel fresh, I'm not gassing. But obviously, being in a fight is completely different. So yeah, the thing I'm dreading the most is I do a fight sim with my S&C coach the week before, and 3 5s of that's rough, just non-stop work. But 5 of that's going to be a killer.
Well,
But
talk to me.
this doesn't go 5 rounds anyway, so I'm not too concerned.
Talk to me about your training regime. Last time we spoke quite a while ago, and it went a little bit viral because in that interview you told me you're not going to blow up in weight anymore after fights. You're going to sort of stay at a fairly comfortable weight. So when you're training, you're not having to look to burn all the fat off essentially for your first part of camp. Just talk to me about maintaining that, and you haven't blown up like you have done in the past. Talk to me about your regime now. How's it changed?
Um, well, I haven't been going to America in between fights. That plays a big part, lads. Not going to America because the food there, the portions are massive and the food's good. All the fucking additives and shit they put in it, lads, it just makes it even better. So, yeah, not going to America's played a part, and obviously not stopping training either. Because when I was younger, and I used to, like, even before like the Jared Gordon fight, I wouldn't, I wouldn't be as active in the gym as I am when I do fight camps. So what I mean, back then it used to just be like an 8 week fight camp, and then I'd be in the gym sporadically, and I'd be doing other things. But since I fought, like after the Tony fight, I was back in the gym right away. After the Bobby Green fight, I was in the gym a week later. So it's just since I've had the babies and knew that my bird was pregnant, it's just been focusing on the gym. You know what I mean? Me training more than ever, being putting more hard work, and then ever because I know I've got a few big kids.
Obviously, becoming a father has changed your mindset, but in terms of yourself and mentally and physically, have you found it more beneficial to be staying fitter and in the gym?
Yeah, of course. If you don't consistently train, you get left behind. This sport's evolving every week. You know what I mean? When there's new fight shows on and people are doing new moves and finding new ways to beat people. So you need to stay in the gym and keep active. If you don't keep training, lad, as I always say, you're gonna get left behind. And I did that a little bit in the past. Started to just use my self belief and my confidence to get through things when it wasn't good enough. It's a good job that I grew up a bit and I've started Like so much hard work goes into everything now. I've been training consistently, even over the New Year and Christmas, and that I was in the gym in between them. And then when I went to Mexico for the first 2 weeks of the year, I was with one of my good mates, we coach Alice, and he was taking me on pads most mornings. I was in the gym, so even though I put a couple of kilo on off the all inclusive, I was drinking every day. I still didn't come home like a balloon.
Just talked about that mindset and the mentality shift when you found out you was having kids, and since then, like you say, you've been in the gym more active. What's it done for you in terms of mindset and motivation?
It just gives you another source of motivation. Lad, when you feel like quitting, you know what I mean? Feel like quitting, and then you just think of the babies and you don't quit. You don't let anything get in the way. So just think of them whenever the going gets tough, and you get through it.
Michael Chandler was due to fight Conor McGregor. So for him, he would have wanted a fight that's going to be almost as marketable as that and still get paid enough as well to warrant a replacement for McGregor. Obviously, you've got the nod. So do you see that as a compliment for yourself in your marketability for UFC?
Yeah, of course. That's why we're a 5 round co-main event. You know what I mean? I heard there was going to be 2 title fights on this card, but no, there isn't. And on the 5 round co-main event, I think that says a lot. But like, I never ever thought I'd fight Michael Chandler, to be honest. You know, I'm not friends with him, but we're very cordial with each other. I've sent him messages on Instagram. He's sent me messages, stuff like that. He's always bigged me up. I've always said he's the most entertaining fighter in the UFC. And I don't know, as I say, like, if you would have asked me a year ago, 2 years ago, if I was going to fight him, would have said, no, I'll probably fight someone else. But it's business at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's a fight game. We're not gonna talk bad about each other. I don't think it's gonna be a very respectful one. But when the cage door shuts, we're both gonna try and kill each other.
How does that make the build up for you? Obviously, Bobby Green was, a bit of trash talk, a bit of back and forth. There was a bit of needle between the two of you. This one, like you say, should be a quite respectful build up. Does that change anything for you heading into the fight? Does it make it easier almost?
No, it probably makes it hard a lot because I wanted to hurt Bobby Green. I weren't gonna be like that with Tony Ferguson, but when he started, I wanted to hurt Tony Ferguson. The last time I was dead nice with my opponent, I had my worst UFC performance, and that was with Jared Gordon. But that was me toughest fight in the UFC. So I went either way, but um, with that one, I underestimated Jared. You know what I mean? I was already looking past him, thinking who we got to fight next, and then when I got injured in that first round, it just blew the fight wide open. And as I say, obviously after the fight, I said, "Oh no, I won that fight." But then when I watched it back, it was a close fight. You know what I mean? That really could have went either way. I wouldn't have been able to complain if Jared won the decision. But I overlooked him. You know what I mean? I thought, I'm just winning this fight. There's no way he's beating me. And it could have went the other way. Luckily enough, fortune was on my side, and I got the win. It taught me a valuable lesson. I'll never overlook anyone ever again. You can only fight who's put in front of you, and that person who you've got to focus on. I kind of start thinking about when I beat Chandler, I'll fight someone in the top five. I've got to beat Chandler first, and then I'll be focused on someone in the top five.
Is that your biggest lesson overlooking, Jared?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Uh, at the time, know what I mean? I was on a 3 fight win streak in the UFC, 3 finishes, 3 finish bonuses. I just thought it was a foregone conclusion going into that fight that I beat him, and I paid the price for it by having a close fight, a fight that everyone still says I lost. So, as I say, overlooking him was one of the worst decisions of my career, but we have to get on with it now. And as I say, I'll never ever overlook anyone again. I don't. No fight is a foregone conclusion. You know what I mean? Once that cage door shuts, anything can happen. And I had to I had to go back to the drawing board after that one, especially after my ankle surgery and having 12 months out, not fighting for the year. First couple of months after that, I was a bit depressed. Obviously, everyone was saying that I lost, and then I got injured. So because I was injured, I had to sit. I didn't even get to train for 3, 4 months, and it was longer than that. Yeah, I got surgery the end of January, start of February, and I didn't start training until after my wedding, so like June.
Talk to you about that. Obviously, you mentioned a lot of people felt like you was lost that fight. You got a lot of backlash, a lot of trolls, a lot of fans are fickle at times. But obviously, you're still getting to where you want to be. You're still on the right path. You're on the right track, on the way to your title fights, etc. But do you sort of block out that noise from online and fans and things like that?
Yeah, of course. Well, I'll be honest. I have a good relationship with it. I like reading things like that to push me on. I love proving people wrong. You know what I mean? I love me fans. They spur me on to prove them right, but I also love proving the haters wrong. So it's a bit of both. You know what I mean? I thoroughly enjoy people hating on me and telling me that I'm not good enough because it just makes it even better when I win. But I don't do my social media anymore. You know what I mean? Me videographer and me managers from me social media. I can't because I will end up commenting back to people. I will end up saying things and getting my account banned, which I can't afford now. My account's a business as well as a social media account.
You say you like that, seeing the fans' comments, and even when it is negative, it almost feels out fire in you. So, like you say, you don't have control of your own social media. Do you sort of ask the missus, "Yeah, pass your phone. Let's have a quick look at what they're saying."
No, I have a look. Yeah, I have a look at stuff. I have to just like laugh at it. You know what I mean? Like, makes me laugh. Like that Chandler post the other day, I was laughing my head off where he's got the wig on, the dual level or the on. I got my social media man to message to comment on that because it made me laugh so much. Certain things I get them to comment on, but most of the time I just leave it and have a nice little giggle at it. And yeah, it makes me laugh, lad. Some of the things that I've seen already is some of the things I've seen already are hilarious. Oh, he's going to get knocked out in the first round. He's going to this. He's going to that. Charles never submitted Chandler, so Paddy can't. Let's see.
Listen, I say Chandler was due to fight McGregor. You're now fighting Chandler. Beat Chandler. If he comes back to the octagon, would you ever face McGregor? Because I mean, Pimblett versus McGregor at Anfield sounds tasty to me.
Sounds very tasty. A lot of people have said this to me already. If we beat Chandler, let's take the McGregor fight. And obviously, I mean, he's the biggest star in the sport, biggest star we've ever seen, biggest pay-per-view star. We'll fight him in the main event and get pay-per-view points. It's a no-brainer, of course, to fight McGregor, but let's see if he ever fights again. Let's see if he comes back to the octagon. Like, I respect McGregor as well, what he done for the sport. Our sport wouldn't be as big as it is now if it wasn't for him. He took it to a new level, so getting the chance to fight him would be amazing.
Do you think he will return?
I know what I've said for years. Yeah, I think he will, but the longer it goes, I'm starting to doubt it.
Listen, champion is Islam Makhachev. I know you're not overlooking Chandler, but win this fight. How many fights away are you from the title fight?
I think I still have to win another fight, you know what I mean? Beat Chandler, I'll have to fight like the top four, top five if I want to get a title shot. You never know if the little fucking chorizo hand sanitizer boy ends up winning the belt. It's a built-in storyline, isn't it? So it wouldn't surprise me if they do that. But I can't see him getting a title shot straight away. I think he's going to have to fight like a Poirier, a Arm, a Charles if he wants to get a title shot.
I was going to mention Ilia Topuria, he moved up to the weight. A little bit of beef between the two of you already. Like I say, storyline's already there. Is that a fight that you would love to have?
Oh,
Even
that's the fight I want. I want that fight. That's another one just to prove everyone wrong. You know what I mean? He's a midget lad. He's not a lightweight. He shouldn't be fighting at lightweight. He should have stuck at featherweight, and it's gonna be the downfall of his career.
for you, does it need to be the title fight, or would you take him in a one before the title?
No, I'd just fight him anyway. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a title fight. I just want to fight him. I want to prove a lot of people wrong by Mufti. I think he thinks he's better than he is. He's just trying to be a carbon copy of McGregor when he's got as much to it. He's got as much fucking charisma as a tackle. You know what I mean? It's mad, lad. Like he's got the same tattoo as McGregor on his chest, same one on his back. Stop trying to be Conor, lad. No one's Conor. Just be yourself, you little shit.
And you think it's a big mistake in moving up?
Yeah, big mistake. But I think he knew that in a rematch with Volk, fighting Volk when he hadn't been knocked out 12 weeks earlier with a naughty head kick, I think he knew Volk would give him a very tough test. Saying he cemented his legacy at the weight, like, it's a load of bullshit. Beat Volk again, beat Lopez, beat Evloev, then you cleared the division out, yeah, then move up. Champions are too quick to want to move up now and not defend the belt and go up to the weight above. You should have to defend your belt at least 3 times if you want to move up.
And just finally, Paddy, a lot of fighters will manifest, they'll visualize, they'll look at, they'll go through their head what's going to happen come fight night. For you, what happens when you face Chandler in the octagon?
Finish him. Like I can't see this going 5 rounds. You know what I mean? I really can't. I can see myself flipping him and countering him on the feet and catching him with something and either knocking him out or finishing with ground and pound. Or if he comes out and tries to grapple with me, which I don't think he will. I think he knows that he'll end up getting caught in a submission. You know what I mean? That's no disrespect to him, but whenever he's like he got caught in a submission by Poirier, and I'd absolutely dominate Poirier on the floor. You know what I mean? So I think he's gonna come out and try and take my head off. It's like I'll just try and use my range. I'm bigger than him and longer than him. I'll be keeping him on the end of my jabs, the end of my kicks, and then I'll see what opens up from there. I'm not gonna come out all guns blazing like I did against Tony Ferguson. I'll be like I did against Bobby Green. Keep me range, keep him on the end of stuff, then catch him with some.
Perfect. Paddy, I want to thank you very much for your time. Pleasure as always speaking to you and enjoy the match.
You know that. Up the fucking Reds. Oh, you red man!